ひとひらに願いを乗せて指先から染まる黒よ絶望さえ愛しいほどに死神が微笑んだ手を伸ばしたら届きそうなの真実だと見えてる偽りに心がエラにさらわれるままに全てを失っていくせめてもう少しだけ終焉の花は血が彩る幻愛に流した命の後で交わした瞳の奥に見つけたたった一つのリコリスの愛永遠にあなたを思
終焉のビルシュエラーサルベーション。
ひとひらに願いを乗せて指先から染まる黒よ絶望さえ愛しいほどに死神が微笑んだ手を伸ばしたら届きそうなの真実だと見えてる偽りに心がエラにさらわれるままに全てを失っていくせめてもう少しだけ終焉の花は血が彩る幻愛に流した命の後で交わした瞳の奥に見つけたたった一つのリコリスの愛永遠にあなたを思う
終焉のビルシュエラーサルベーション。
Oh, here we go. All right. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. first, let me make sure all audio stuff's working well. Take these off so I can focus on the... Okay, so hello, I'm Bats Cat. As you can see, tonight we're playing some more Virche Evermore, Era's Salvation. A bit more. I remember seeing a video that said the game should be at like negative 30 decibel or something. At least I think that's what it said. So let's try that. We'll let the video play. We'll let this go. Should we change the overlay for study? Some cats? Or maybe... honestly, that one's not different. Much difference. Let's throw a cat in.
終焉のビルシュエラーサルベーション
Okay. So, we are currently on Yves's routes. I think we're on like chapter 2. So we'll see where we get tonight. I got distracted and didn't sleep last night. So that's why I'm saying we'll see where we get tonight. Also, I have a pot pie here I didn't quite get to eat, so it's taunting me. Alright. Hope everyone's been well. I've been pretty good. It's cold out still, so that part isn't fun. I hate cold. Yes. Oh, I don't know if I said this last night, but I made kimchi fries. Or something similar to it. They actually turned out pretty well.
終焉のビルシュエラーサルベーション
Salvation. Okay, what was I saying? Got distracted. Alright. So it's actually pretty exciting. we've made it through Mathis's roots, Cyan's roots, Lucas's route, and now we're on Yves. After Yves, all we have is well, I guess two, Adolf and Anko. So we're about halfway done, ish, because there's still the Salvation ends.
終焉のビルシュエラーサルベーション
But halfway through the character, playing the character roots. Is that? Alright, got some tea here. I don't know if it's still warm, but a little cold, but that's life. I might go heat it up later. Gonna milk this because I like these things. These things are really good. And water. Gosh.
終焉のビルシュ
I know I always say it, but that
Error
thing goes
salvation.
like... The loop is pretty fast. No, it's actually funny. Earlier today, okay, my cat was laying on the keyboard, and I think he must have laid on the shortcut key that starts stream, because it seems I started to stream. And I didn't notice until one of my regular viewers, Choco, came by and put a bunch of sound alerts going off to try to get my attention. Like, what's that? Why is the John Cena alert playing? Or some kind of alert, because I was listening to a YouTube video, and also I was kind of starting to fall asleep because I was working on a project. I'm
エラーサルベーション
working on a starting soon screen for the Twist games, so themed. I thought it'd be cute, kind of like little, somewhat animated. So, I mean, I guess not animated, it's just like, it moves. It's like stop motion. With pictures. Yes, it is a sort of stop motion, but anyway. Yeah, I was working on that today and that happened. And I'm like, oh gosh. So that was interesting. Nah, yeah, that happened.
終焉のビルシュ
Anyone?
エ
I
ラー
bet
サルベ
I
ーショ
bet
ン
it's happened to people. It's gotta have, right? Making sure everything is good. Gonna try this out here. Because I was making also the other nights. The reason I didn't sleep, or one of them, is because I was making a bunch of different types of chats overlays to fit other scenes. And okay, so this one is good for here. Not need that, but I don't know why I have that here. Oh well. It's a good song.
終焉のビルシュエラーサルベーション
Just realized it was off. My humming was off because I have the stream in my ear, not the game in my ear. Anyway, let's get through this. Let's just get to it. So let's see what's dramatic stuff is gonna happen tonight. Why am I using my mouse? This is a Switch game. I don't know what's going on. What is life? Okay, yes. Alright. Oh, we're actually on chapter 1 still. Well, we should be close to chapter 2. Because we started his route after we, during the Mathis, not Mathis, sorry. During, when we were grabbing, Lucas's Correct Despair and the stream before last. Or no, last stream. Yeah, so last stream we grabbed Lucas's, Bad M and then started Yves's route. And then saved here, and now we're continuing. So if you want to see the first parts of Yves's route, it's on the previous Sphere Trade VOD. I don't know why I did this, but earlier I just... I don't know, I'll use it at some point for a joke or something. That's his long-lost brother. It was funny at the time. All right. Oh. Switch game. All right. So far, Yves seems like a really, really sweet guy. But it almost feels too good to be true. There's gotta be something to it. There's gotta be some kind of, like, dark side to him. Like, maybe he's, like, obsessive or something. Or, like, maybe he killed a person in the past, or I don't know. Okay, so yeah, we saved at the, here at the multiple choice, so... Okay, can I look at... Oh, we don't have it, because, okay. Well, let's pretend we know what he's talking about. Oh, yeah, he was saying something like he was trying to convince us not to trust him immediately like we do, or not to trust him, his kindness. Trust your kindness. That's obviously the wrong thing. Oops. Should we reload since we're like literally here and just pick the other? Nah, we'll just continue on like usual. And then at the end, go back and make the right choice for the right path. I actually don't know how many, like, do you have to get all the choices, correct? The, like, green, whatever that flower is called. Or just like a certain amount of them. Whatever. We'll just do as we usually do. Alright, so let's go. Wait. I just... How is that being held on? I'm talking about his little mask. His mask. So it goes like, what, around the head? Like... Oh gosh. So it goes like... No, because like... Oh gosh. Okay, so... So I'm trying to see, like... So it looks like it's coming from... Oh gosh. No, because it's about like here. So maybe it goes like that and around the ear. And then... Oh gosh, this is hard to do. Like... But then wouldn't this part here like be like... Could flap open or something, or... I don't know. I just noticed the way it goes across his head. I'm like, wait. Logically, would that stabilize the mask? And hold it in place? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I need to stop worrying about these things. Turn that around. I trust your kindness, Yves. If you change in the future, then so be it. It'll be my decision if I choose to ignore that. Besides, you weren't very clear as to what you meant by abusing me, so I'm not sure how I should feel.
確かに少し抽象的すぎたかもね。
I guess I wasn't being too specific there. We leisurely relaxed our bodies as we smiled amongst the beating of the sheep. Bleeding of a sheep, not the beating of the sheep. No, just someone out there beating sheep, that's horrible. And the gentle sound of the wind. There was a ba. Poor sheep. Yves discovered to me, disclosed to me, the truth of having an ulterior motive behind his kindness. It wasn't until some time later that I learned what he meant. I found Oh, that's soon. I found out a few hours later. After receiving our money for the work. The three of us walked together through the town reddened by the sunset.
この後はどうする？金も入ったことだし、酒場に寄って酒でも飲んでくか？
So what now? We got some money on us, so how about we grab something to drink at the bar? Yes. Can we get food too? I want food too. On fried food. Fried bar food. And a girly drink. A girly alcoholic drink.
それならアドルフも誘おうよ。最近忙しくて一緒に食事すらできてなかったし。
Then let's bring Adolf with us too. We haven't had a chance to go out with him for some food recently.
あ、でもセレスはどう？飲めないお酒の場を楽しむより、戻って依
but
頼
what
記録
about
の確
Ceres?
認をしたいかな。
Since you don't drink, maybe we should go back and check the work order and records instead? We can just have water. It's fine. I was thinking about reading through them, but... I mean, we can go back ourselves. No issue there. You guys have fun. I don't want to get in the way... I don't want to get in the way of your well-earned drinks. So I'll just look through the records tomorrow. A casual conversation amongst the three of us. It wouldn't be unusual if it didn't include the hated death and the trusted Karun. I could tell the people were looking at us, but Yves kept chatting with me, so the stares didn't bother me much. We chuckled and smiled as we made our way through the crowd when... Ah, that's right, Yves. Yesterday when I was checking your place, I saw that you're running out of anesthetic, so... What's he need that for? Huh?
Huh?
Huh? Huh? Why do you need that? Why are you... Are you okay? A dull and sticky sound, much different from the water, could be heard. I realized that it sounded eerily similar to a sound I heard only recently. Hello, Choco! Nope. Nah. It's our usual time. 9 p.m. I looked at Yves' foots. Is there something interesting about his foots? We in the feet? Oh. Beneath him was a bright red pool of blood. On feet, Fonder? Send us those feet pics, Yves. Oh. Someone from behind him had stabbed him with a knife. The moment I understood the situation, the blood drained from my face even faster than the person who had stabbed. Yves! I thought everyone loved him here. What's going on? What do you think he did? What do you think he did for someone to want to stab him? I definitely did it. I finally did it. Take that, you piece of shit. Just let that death next to you take you to hell. A young man stabbed Yves in the arm and was holding the bloody knife with both hands.
人の相棒によくも
Hugo is angry. Hugo is about to beat this child. You! How dare you do that to my partner? Yves! As I cried out, Hugo reached out to grab the man who was running to turn away. Turning to run away. Why do I do this? Why do I slop words? Make mistakes on sentences? I don't know why I'm like this. But Hugo didn't make it in time. Knowing that he could get away, the attacker looked back at us and smiled eerily as he ran through the crowd. We're going after him. I'm not letting this little piece of crap get away. It's like chuck something at his head. Accidentally hit someone else. Sorry. But then,
こら、ダメだよ。どんな事情があってのことかは知らないけど。
I think that isn't nice is an understatement. I think you're supposed to say, hey, what the hell, what was that for? That's more natural. Hey, that isn't nice. I don't know why you did that to me, but... He slowly drew his sword out despite his arm being injured.
人を傷つけた以上、詰め所の方で詳しく話を聞かせてくれないと。ね。
Since you've harmed me, I need you to explain why you did this at our base, okay? Oh, we're at the base? Is this one of the guys from, Karun? Or, yeah, Karun? Or just some guy who snuck in and stabbed him? He threw not his sword, but a scabbard straight at the young man. So I was actually kind of right about the throwing things. Except for it actually hit its target. Unlike in my little situation. Imaginary thing. The scabbard flew through the crowd and struck the head of the young man who had let his guard down. He swayed for a moment, and just before he fell to the ground.
ほう。久しぶりに外出してみれば。
It's my husband. It's my boy. What are you doing out here? You never leave your room. Oh, it's been a while since I've been out.
なかなか面白い余興をしてるじゃないか。なあ、クルーン。
You've put on an interesting sideshow, haven't you, Kroon?
誰だも。
Yes, kick him! Beat him up! Get him! Get him, Cyan! What? Who the hell are... The man who appeared in front of the culprit mercilessly kicked him in the stomach. Yes, let's go! Because we know he actually has some moves from previous routes. He's actually decently good at fighting. He didn't end it there. He stomped on the young man's chest with his thick-soled shoe, pinning him to the ground. The young man's ribs creaked, and he struggled to breathe. The white lab coat swept the air as he turned toward us.
久しいな、クルーンどもに死神の娘。相変わらず騒がしいようで何よりだ。
Been a while. Karun and the Maiden of Death? Good to see you two as spirited as ever. Cyan!
アホが大声で呼ぶな、悪目立ちする。
Why, everyone knows who you are. Literally, everyone knows who you are. Although, I guess they might not know the face, so... It's not like he goes out a lot. You idiots. He is. He's too blind. He's my gorgeous boy. I love him. And here he is with his JoJo pose. Don't yell my name out in public. I'm sorry, but...
セルネボルからはめったに出ないと言っていたのに、どうしてここへ?
You said you rarely leave Cernaval, so what brings you out here? I'm coming to get more bread. That's why he's out. He's shopping for more bread. A donut was out, so he had to do it himself. And I'm gonna take this out because it's apparently a low battery, and I think the audio levels are fine, so... Alright, now I can put these on. Alright. Yves asked as he held his wound.
ちょっとした野暮用でな。だがまず理由を聞くべき相手は俺じゃないだろう。
I had things to do, that's all. Anyway, I believe you should be questioning someone else first. He's out to go get his baguettes. Damn it, let me go! I didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. You stabbed a man and you're saying you didn't do anything wrong. I don't know what not doing anything wrong is in your book. What world do you live in? Cyan pointed to the man under his foot, struggling to free himself. Fortunately, Yves' wound was under control. We took the man into custody, where the corpse were waiting. Upon our arrival, I quickly tended to Yves' wound.
屋根崩壊の件といい、定期的に血まみれになる義務でも負ってるのか、お前は。
Starting to seem so, yeah. Falling through the roof and now this? Seems like you have a knack for covering yourself in blood.
俺ってそこまで言われるほど怪我ばかりしてる？
Huh? I don't think I get hurt like this too often, do I? Actually, I can vouch that you've gotten yourself injured in front of me countless times. It's like they go through a montage of him injuring himself. The falling through the roof, him stubbing his toe on like a door, him tripping over on the way out on the sidewalk, him almost running into a car. Just like various like accidents and injuries and close encounters. And he's like, what are you talking about? Adolf and the others were waiting at the base. Cyan also came with us to pass the time. And they all surrounded the culprit so that he couldn't escape. Damn it, if only I stabbed him deeper. Why? Why do you want to do that? Also, you're only stabbing his arm. Why aim at his arm? So he can't wield a blade? Is there a reason he doesn't want him to wield a blade? Only now we finally saw the culprit up front before our very eyes. As for his identity, Yves had no idea what his name or background was. But I vaguely remembered his face and his voice from a while back. Isn't he who?
僕と君はついこの間まであんなにも愛し合っていたじゃないか。
Oh, the one that like dragged his girlfriend's body over to the institute for her to be relived. That one. And then she rejected him. I guess he's that guy. See, I told you. He's a sucky boyfriend. So a good boyfriend wouldn't drag your body out from your house. He would carry it. You and me, we were so in love just a few days ago.
しつこいわね。話してよ。
You're such a nuisance. Let me go.
確かにあなたを愛した記録は覚えているけど。
Maybe he's just a weakling. I guess he could be weak, but... Still. I know, instead of just dragging the girl, ask for someone's help to lift her up and carry her. There. I remember that we were in love, but...
今の私にはあなたへそんな実感も感情もないの。
Right now, I feel no sense of love whatsoever toward you.
その可能性を承知で、あなたも誓約書の保証人になったんでしょ？
You chose to be the guarantor of the pledge, knowing this could happen, right?
それは。
But...
悪いけど私、新しく好きな男性ができたの。その人と結婚することにするわ。
Honestly, I wonder how that happened, even. I thought when you were left, you were kind of like stuck with your life as it was. Because you can't fall in love, so how did you find someone? You just like, we suit each other, so let's marry. I don't know. Whatever. I'm sorry, but I found someone new. Someone I'm going to marry.
どうかあなたもあなたで幸せになって。
I hope you can find your own happiness.
あなただってリライバーにさえなれば。
It shouldn't be hard, since if you become a reliver like me,
私への恋愛感情なんてすべて忘れられるでしょ。
you forget whatever emotions you felt toward me.
そんな。
But it was him. The man whose lover broke up with him after losing all his feelings. Just move on. The only explanation is that the guy that the woman fell in love with is Yves. But she never told Yves she fell in love with him. He never... He didn't have feelings, it's one-sided. And now he's very confused. And, as a result, a victim of this guy's anger. Yves looked confused, probably because he remembered him from before too. But it didn't explain why this man, who had no relation to Yves, attacked him out of the open. Could it be? I recalled something very ominous back then, and carefully began to speak. Don't tell me. Is that someone new she said before? Is that Yves? I mean, that's the only explanation I can think of, at least.
Eh?
He's like, I know nothing about this. What is going on? Poor sweet little baby.
Huh?
Look, dude, it's not that Yves' fault. Your girlfriend's just crazy, okay? You know, it's probably better she broke up with you. The man's vexed groan was proof that what I said was true. Everyone around us began to whisper to each other over the unbelievable revelation.
ほう純朴そうな顔をしておいて女で遊ぶ程度の解消はあったか
Oh, I guess you do have it in you to fool around with girls despite your innocent looks.
からかわないでください、シアンさん。きっと何かの誤解ですよ。
Stop messing with me, Cyan. He probably just made a mistake.
俺が彼の恋人を見かけたのは、あれが最初で最後。直接喋ったことすらありませんし、好かれるような機会は何も。
I only saw her back then. Nothing more. I've never spoken with her before, or have any reason to be in a relationship with her.
最近は酒を飲む暇もなかったからな。酔っ払ってる間にこいつが何かやらかしたって可能性もなしだ。
He hasn't been drinking lately either, so there's no chance he did anything while he was drunk. Okay, so this girl is just crazy. That's all. Cyan, you may want to check your program or your data and make sure your thing isn't cause of it. Maybe she was always crazy. Or maybe becoming a reliver made her delusional somehow. I don't know. Either way, she cray cray. But direct contact isn't the only thing that inspires love, right?
ああ、俺もなんとなく予想はつく。
I see what you're trying to get at.
一目惚れだってよ。
Yeah, she fell in love at first sight.
リライバーになった後、誰にでも優しくしてるこいつの笑顔を見て惚れ込んだらしい。
Seems like she fell in love with him after she became a reliever and saw him smiling and being nice to everyone.
一目惚れ。
Love at first sight?
これだからこいつの博愛主義は。
Damn you and your angelic nonsense. What an awkward situation to be in. Unfortunate. Figured as much.
くだらん。
Don't yawn. Waste of time. Yves was confused by the words he didn't hear often, while Cyan now looked bored. He's like, okay, the drama's over. Let's move on. In turn, Adolf, who kept seeing people confess their love to mother at first sight, understood and let out a heavy sigh. Are these people okay? Seriously, who does this? Like, what sane person does this? I don't understand. But that doesn't give you a reason to hate Yves. He has nothing to do with you and her. He didn't even know that she had any feelings for him.
てめえはあんなくだらねえ理由で人の相棒を殺そうとしやがったのか?
So you tried to kill my partner over some lousy reason like that? Hugo angrily grabbed the man by the collar and gave him a good shake.
くだらないだと。僕は彼女と添い遂げるためだけに身を削って働いてきたんだ。
Lousy? I worked day and night so that I could be with her forever.
アホがだったらなんでリライバーになっ
I
た?
think he is, yeah.
契約書にも恋愛感情は確実に消えるってきっちり書いてあるだろうが。
Are you stupid? Then why do you make her a reliever? It says right on the pledge that all emotions of love will disappear.
うるさい。愛さえあればそんな障害乗り越えられるって信じてたんだ。
He lived in a fairy tale. No, that's not how it works. At least not easily. Shut up, I thought love would overcome anything.
俺の作ったリライバーにそんな不具合が起きてたまるか。
I would never accept a glitch like that happening to any reliever I create. The area was in chaos. The man squirmed and yelled at Yves, who was quietly listening on.
優しい笑顔だ。単に外面がいいってだけだろ。
Cute smile, she said. I bet you just have that on as a front.
それに噂で聞いたぞ。そいつがつけてる仮面の下には死神に焼かれた醜い肌が広がってるって。
I heard rumors about you. You have a hideous burn that death gave you under the mask of yours.
さぞかし気色の悪い素顔なんだろうな。それを一目見たら彼女だって幻滅するに決まってる。
Then why are you... If you knew she would lose interest in him after seeing his face, why are you like this? The problem would have solved itself. You could have gotten her back. That just would have made all this pointless. You're just spitting nonsense. Also, very rude. We don't talk about that. I could hardly breathe. Yves looked on without a word. Everyone who met him for the first time slowly lost interest in his character after learning how good he was. The mask that covered part of his face was as familiar to him as his real face, and behind it was proof of the sins I carved into him. Apart from the child at the orphanage who recently tried to take it off, this was the first time I had seen someone point it out. This guy's just digging himself deeper and deeper into a hole. Would you shut up for 2 damn seconds? Hugo clenched his fist with rage. No, keep going. You good. But Adolf's warning was too late. Hugo's fist was raised into the air and quickly moved to strike the man.
Ah, なんだ。そういう理由なら、まあ仕方ないよね。
Oh well. Guess it can't be helped if you have a reason like that. The fist never reached him. The dripping sound of blood was clear. Did he stand in front of him? Hugo stopped his swing mid-air as if his arm got tangled in a net. Silence filled the area. All that could be heard was the soft dripping of blood that the bandages could hold, accompanied by Yves' smile. Everyone's eyes were now focused on Yves. Yves disregarded chaos and the bad mood in the air. He crouched down in front of the man on the floor and looked him in the eye. He smiled with his usual warmth. He wasn't frightened at all of the man who stopped him. Yves looked on from behind his mask. The man who had been cursing him a few moments ago suddenly trembled with fear, looking at Yves' eyes.
つまり君はあんな強行に及ぶほど彼女のことを強く愛していたっていうことだよね。
What you're basically telling me is that you attacked me because you love her that much, right?
なんて一途な人なんだろう。その深い愛を尊敬こそすれ、責めるつもりは毛頭ないよ。
You're a very faithful person. You're a very faithful person. I have no intention of criticizing you. Actually, I admire the depth of your love. What? One drop at a time. His blood dropped at a steady pace. With no regard for the man going pale in fear, Yves nodded as if he was satisfied. But in the next moment, his expression grew stern.
けど、だからって人を傷つけていい理由にはならない。
That said, it doesn't give you a reason to hurt anyone.
奇跡を信じるのは素晴らしいことだけど、明確だった代償に何の覚悟もなく挑み、敗れたからと、人に当たるのは違うと思う。
It's nice to believe in miracles, but it's not right to blame someone when you weren't prepared for the obvious repercussions.
今回は丈夫な俺が相手だったから、まだ良かったけど。
You're lucky you went after me this time, but...
もしも君が先にリライバーとして延命していたら、彼女と立場が逆になっていたかもしれないんだよ。
Have you considered the possibility that if you became a reliver before her, she would have been in your position? He shook his head reluctantly.
僕から
You.
僕から彼女を奪ったこと謝らないのかよ。
Apologize for taking her away from me.
ああ、うん。すまないとは思ってるけど、謝るつもりはないかな。
Well, I feel bad about what you went through, but I don't think I'm gonna apologize.
君の望みは彼女の心を取り戻すことであり、同情を得ることじゃないだろうから。
Your wish was to get her love back, not the pity of those around you, right? Hearing Yves's reply, the man quickly went limp. So Hugo, who had him pinned to the floor, let him go. The man let out a weak chuckle in dismay and sat himself on the ground. I could only look on in stupor. Yves didn't blame the man who struck him, and instead forgave him for all he had done. Each word from Yves was truly kind, but
優しすぎて気持ち悪いな、お前。なんだか別の生き物みたいで。会話が成立してる気がしねえ。
you're so kind that it's scary. I feel like I can never get through to you, like I'm speaking to some strange creature. Yves laughed and said he had heard it before.
ローで頭を冷やしたら、クルーンへどうぞ。彼女の心を取り戻す方法を一緒に考えようじゃないか。
Please come by Karoon once you cool off in jail. We can think about how we can get your sweetheart to fall for you again. He's too nice. He's too nice. This time the man chuckled at the offer coming from the one he injured. Look, I could never. I could never be that way.
被害者本人の訴えはねえだろうから、2日程度の交流が無難と報告書に残しとけ。
Take him away, Hugo. The victim himself won't report him. So leave a record that 2 days behind bars is enough. Hugo reluctantly pulled the man by the arm and took him to the detention center. The others snapped back to their senses, and after making sure Yves was okay, they each returned to their posts. Yves, you're still bleeding. I hurried toward him, seeing that the blood was continuing to spread.
屋根を壊したばっかりだっていうのに、またやっちゃったね。
How is he not in a hospital? How is he not admitted like every week? It was only a while ago I broke the roof, and now this. Yves.
神聖な教会を血で汚すなんて、リュカ先生に怒られないかななんて。
Lucas isn't gonna be happy if he finds out I spilled blood into church. Yves! He gave an uneasy laugh, and I stopped him from saying anything more. First, we need to bandage you again. You can laugh all you want after we take care of you. We don't want it to leave a scar. He gave me his thanks, but his expression didn't seem to match.
いいのかな。彼を傷つけた俺が、そんな簡単に傷を癒して。
What do you mean? You mean the throwing the scabbard? Or or do you mean like hurting his feelings for something you didn't even do? Or what do you mean, Yves? What do you mean? Of course. In this case, you did nothing wrong, Yves.
放っておけ、死神の娘。
Leave him be, maiden of death.
その男がどれだけ強がろうが、いずれにせよベッドに運び入れることになる。
No matter how strong of a front he puts on, he'll end up in bed sooner or later. Cyan? Cyan picked up the knife that was confiscated from the man.
やはり思った通り。このナイフには微量にだが毒が塗布されている。
Just as I thought. This knife has a very small trace of poison on the blade. Good thing Hugh goes out of the room, else he would freak out. And probably hit the guy another time.
傷口が浅い割に出血が多いのもその影響だろう。
That would explain why you're bleeding so badly despite the small wound. A stroke down the blade. Cyan carefully ran his finger down the flat side of the knife's blade, then chuckled.
切られてから随分と時間が経過していることから、
It's been a while since he was cut by this, so...
そのうち全身に回って意識を失うだろう。よかったな。説得するでもなく、強制的に手当てができるぞ。
I think he'll lose his consciousness shortly. You should be happy that you can tend to him without all that talking. Huh? You just hear a thump. Upon hearing Cyan's words, I quickly turned around and... Like a wave quickly striking the shore, Yves suddenly went completely pale in the face, and then... Yep. I mean, he makes points. Easy to bandage him if he's unconscious. So, I'm too far away. I got something like in my throat. Ah! Yves! There.
なんだ
That was horrible.
今度はどうした
What now?
おいおいまたかよそこの天才科学者が何かしたんじゃねえだろうな
Don't blame him. Hey, not again. The brainiac scientist better not have done anything to him.
この状態になるまで気づかないとは愉快な男だな、本当に。
You really are interesting, not knowing you were poisoned until the last minute. Without anyone to prop him up, Yves slowly fell to the floor. Later, we moved a bed into Yves's house with the help of Adolf and the others who came to help. I was allowed to stay with Hugo to keep watch over Yves for the nights. Adolf reluctantly returned for the base to prepare for his patrol shift. Just looking at his closets and like, what are the ropes for? One, there's nothing in there. Two, if it was there to help things from like falling out, they would still fall out through the cracks. I'm just saying.
毒といっても、所詮これは一般に普及している薬を混ぜ合わせて作った毒もどきだろう。
I did say it was a poison, but it's actually just a simple blend of medicine from the market.
毒性などたかが知れている。適切な処置もしたことだし、命に別状はないはずだ。
The virulence of the poison is laughable. Since we've administered the proper treatment, there's no danger of him dying. With his white lab coat donned, Cyan was standing next to the sleeping Yves and quietly gave his diagnosis. That's good to hear. Thank you very much for helping us, Cyan.
一応礼は言っとくけどよ。イブやアドルフから聞いてたのとだいぶ性格が違うな。
I'll give you my thanks, but I guess, but you sure are different from what I heard from Yves and Adolf.
あんた、自分から人助けを申し出るやつじゃないんだろ？どういうつもりだ？
He's
天才
bored.
科学者さんに。
He's bored. That's why he's doing this. I thought you weren't the type to offer help. So why are you really doing this, Mr. Genius Scientist?
何？単なる市場だ。思い返せばブロー捕獲の件における報酬も支払っていなかったからな。
It's simply a personal matter. Besides, I don't recall having paid for the capture of Bureau.
無論見返りとして2、3質問をぶつけるつもりでいたが。
Of course, I do plan on asking him a question or two in return for my service.
肝心の本人がこの状態ではな。お前に聞いても時間を無駄にすることは確実。また日を改めて問いに来るとしよ
But I doubt I can get what I want now. Asking you two is a waste of time. So I'll come back another day for the answer.
う。ではな、死神の小娘。せいぜいそれまではこの面白い生き物を殺してくれるなよ。
Farewell, maiden to death. The only thing I ask of you is not to reap the life of this interesting creature. Understood. Don't worry. I hope we don't. It's like that's the bad end. Science spoke in a tone that even I could tell was joking, then left Karun immediately afterward. Because of Cyan, we were able to avoid the worst, but the poison still did get into Yves, which was keeping his fever rather high. I squeezed a towel wet with cold water and looked at Yves' red face as he slept. He did drink some medicine, so his fever should go down by tomorrow, but...
言ったろ。こいつは優しすぎるあまりバカになってるって。
I think I see what you mean. Like I said, this guy's so nice that he can just be plain stupid.
いや、バカの部分を異常に置き換えた方がしっくりくるか。
No. Maybe replacing the word stupid with abnormal fits him better. Either way, I think I can understand what you mean now, Hugo. I was about to say Yves. No, Hugo. Hugo prepared more towels for Yves, while telling me his thoughts. Hearing him finally made me realize. Yves is a person who's able to accept both the good and bad in people, and love everything as a whole.
ああ、いわばあいつは博愛精神の権化ってやつだ。
Yeah. In other words, the personification of benevolence.
普通に見えて、優しいなんて言葉一つで表現できるようなやつじゃねえんだよ。
He seems normal, but he isn't someone who can just be described as a kind person. He found meaning in life by saving and loving every person. His kindness even extended to villains, and depending on their reasons and beliefs, he could acknowledge and accept them.
ただの平和主義な、綺麗事好きなお坊ちゃんなら、俺が叱り飛ばすだけで済む。
If he was some peace lover who only saw things in a good light, then a stern scolding from me would take care of everything.
だがイブは分別をわきまえてるっつか、締めるところは締めるからな。行動が異常だと分かってても止められねえんだ。
Dude, Yves knows where to draw the line. He knows when to give up. So even if he acts weird, I can't really stop him.
こいつが異常であればあるほど救われる人間が生まれるからよ。
The more abnormal he is, the more he saves those around him.
どうしてこんなことをするのか、じっくり彼に話を聞いてみたいところだけど。
I might go heat this up. I want something warm, I'm cold. And I might start to eat some of my pie. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go heat up the tea at least. I'm like a snake. The cold makes me sleepy. Alright, I'm back. I might also grab my blankie. Because I'm cold. Please. That's a little better. Nice one tea now. So what do people think? Does anyone think Yves is too nice? I think he might be too nice. Like, what's the opinion on that? Is it a good thing that he's this nice, or is it a bad thing? That's what I need. And I am gonna take a bite of my pot pie. Get some food in me. I might get a little more energy if I have some food in. It's good. I love chicken pot pies. It's not completely cold, so there's still some warmth. Or how about we do this so I can eat and gain some more energy? Because I feel like I'm a little low energy because I haven't eaten. I just do Cerez's voice parts until I'm done at least.
あいにく話が通じる相手じゃなさそうだ。さすがにそのぐらいの区別はつく。徹底的に叩きのめして踏んじばった後、正体と動機をじっくり聞けばいい話だよね。
Oops.
大丈夫。君にどんな理由があろうとなかろうと、俺は最初から全てを否定したりしない。
I mean, to a certain extent, this is like I respect this kind of mindset, but at the same time, like, is it too much?
君の言い分は時間をとっていくらでも聞き遂げてみせる。その代わり、その後、君が殺してきた人々の墓とあの少年にどうか詫びてくれないか。
I will say, if there were more people like Yves, I think that'd be a good thing for the world. I heard from Adolf, who fought with him, that Yves said it was an endearing smile. He said that Barreau needed to repent for what he had done, but he still respected him as a person and tried to show him love. Which is why he said that he could love me even though I was death. As unreasonable as it was for that man to attack Yves, Yves didn't blame him at all. It went beyond the definition of kindness. It was also different from love, too. I agree with what he said, but I still didn't fully understand him, so I continued to listen.
そういう異常性がクルーンや自警団の活動でも時折垣間見えちまって、惹かれるっつうか微妙な空気になっちまうんだよ。
Oh no. I suppose his way of thinking isn't normal, but he's doing things because he cares. So it's not fair that people hate him for it.
それ原因になったあんたが言う。
You do know you're the cause, right? Huh?
少し外の空気を吸ってくる。夕方の野郎の言葉を思い出したら。
No, explain what you mean. Explain what you mean, Hugo. I'm gonna step outside. Remembering what that guy said today is starting to piss me off again. Hugo entrusted me with Yves and quietly left the room. What was Hugo going to say? His voice had been too quiet for me to hear. Yves and I were the only ones in the room. The bowl filled with water was reflecting the beautiful crescent moon that peeked through the window. But the master of this room was in no state to see the moon in the bowl or the actual one in the sky. He's not sweating as much anymore, but he still looks like he's in pain. Maybe the fever was acting up again. I wet the towel that was on his forehead so that I could be placed back on to cool him, but I don't think it's working very well because of his mask is in the way. Hugo and the others carried Yves to the bed without any concern about him having a mask on, which meant, unless there was an emergency, he probably didn't want to take his mask off. At least that I could tell. If so, then I can't take the mask off his face, even if I'm trying to take care of him. If so, then I could at least try to wipe the sweat around his mask. Yves' eyes, closed from the pain, suddenly wide open. He quickly grabbed my hand that was near his face. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's all right. For a moment, Yves' eyes wandered a bit as he panted in pain. Yves? Is there a problem? I hesitantly spoke Yves' name, at which point he let go of my arm.
ごめん。仮面を外されるかと思って。痛めてない？
Sorry. I thought you were going to take my mask off. Are you okay? I'm fine. Please, just stay still and rest. Yves probably didn't have the strength to fight right now, as he compiled and relaxed on the bed. I offered him a lullaby to help him go back to sleep. Hugo told me that you're able to love anyone, no matter who they are, Yves. So I have to ask, why are you so kind, even to someone as sinful as death?
違うよ。荒れるんじゃない。俺はあろうとしてるだけだ。
You've got it wrong. I'm not kind at all. I'm trying to be kind.
すべてはこんな自分でも 愛してくれる人を見つけるために。
I'm doing that because I'm trying to find someone who will love me for who I am. Yves gently touched the mask that even he couldn't remove. The reason why Yves showed so much love was because of the burn I inflicted upon him. Now I feel horrible. Now we feel even worse, I think. I would imagine so. This is kind of pushing in our face. We fucked up his life. That was easy to tell just by looking at his actions, which was why... Yves, after living with you for some time now, I've come to know both good and bad sides of you. At the same time, I've also told you everything about myself that I could. So if you don't mind, can I please ask about your past? How is the burn I caused you related to your kindness? I want to know that too. Please tell me. Yves looked at me with gentle eyes.
そっか。勇気持てたんだね。
I see. You're brave, aren't you?
ただ、俺の過去はきっと君を深く傷つけることになると思う。
Or
それでも聞きたい。
yes. In a sense, we're kind of a masochist. Just know that my past will probably hurt you deeply. Do you still want to hear it? After a short pause, I nodded in response. Memories of that horrific day returned. No! No. Ouch. That has gotta hurt. And poor baby. Who are you? Why are you... No. Don't give up. Hot. So hot. Someone, anyone, help me. Help her. No. Please. Yeah. Please save her. Yeah. I'm out of it tonight. Poor baby. "7 years ago, the younger boy who risked his life to save me from the fire, whose face was burned from the flames. That was you, right, Yves?"
そうだよ。俺もあの時のことははっきり覚えてる。
Yeah, that's right. I actually remember that day very clearly. Yves closed his eyes and began to speak as if telling me about a dream. A dream filled with flames, and death, and burning, and destruction. I was born as a commoner in Coing. Aside from the fact that my family had odd customs and traditions, I was raised in a family like any other. The grandfather I adored was already gone back then, but my parents, who were both relievers, were doing fine. I couldn't put it any other way than that. My life was pretty good. That night, I visited the orphanage to play with one of the boys I met by chance in town. I had no idea where that fire started. I was staying in my friend's room when suddenly I heard a huge explosion, and in the next moments, my body was blown back, and I lost consciousness for moments from the pain of the slamming against the wall. It must have been 10 minutes or so. The growing heat woke me up, and by then, a lot of the kids and staff were dead, either from the fire or from the rubble that fell on them. This sucks. He just went over to his friend's place and this horrible thing happened. Like, he doesn't even live here. I was screaming in fear at the sight before my eyes, but I ran through the flames in hopes of finding my friend or any survivors. I wonder if his friend is alive, or if he is alive, if he's gonna come into play later. Somehow. Is anyone here? If there's anyone alive, please say something. It was then that I heard someone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. It's because I'm here. Inside that miserable room filled with red and black flames, being buried by debris, I looked inside to find a girl in the center of the room, apologizing endlessly. I had no idea why she was crying like that, and her voice was so filled with grief and despair. Is she planning on burning herself to death? I couldn't believe how calm I was. Dying here, crying and blaming her death? Herself? Dying like this? That's just too sad. Before I knew it, I ran toward you to shield you from the flames, closing in. From here onward, you may not be able to recall these memories. I somehow endured the flames and carried you outside on my back, but by then, A third of my face had been burned. It seemed that the burns I sustained were different from any other burn. Everyone who saw my face screamed at how hideous I looked, and wouldn't even come near me. Even the doctor who tended to my burns tried to look away from my face. Of course, a monster like me couldn't be accepted by my parents, who had lived a normal life until now.
なんということだ。この子はあの施設にいた死神に取り憑かれたに違いない。
My god, my boy must have been possessed by death at the orphanage.
違うよ父様母様
That's not true! Father! Mother!
あの子は何も悪くない俺は二人の知ってるイブのままだよ
She did nothing wrong. I'm still the same Yves from before.
死んじゃったじい様や二人との思い出だってちゃんと覚えて
I remember Grandpa who passed away and everything I did with him.
だったらその醜いやけどは何よ。私を母だなんて呼ばないでちょうだい。この化け物。
Like, what does it look like? Does it have tentacles coming out of it? Swirling around, moving? Like, what is abnormal about the burn, or is it just really disgusting to look at? And even so, even if it is, like, bad, this is your child. You're supposed to care for your child, even if their injuries are make you want to throw up. Or scare you, or... You're their parents. That's your job. Then why does your burn look like that? You won't fool me by calling me mother, you demon! Although his parents are relievers, right, so... They may not have the emotion, the ability to have those feelings. I was called an abomination and left in the Lyquist fields all by myself. If it weren't for one of the staff from my orphanage who just happened to pass by, I don't know what would happen. Oh, how did I... I don't know what would have happened to me. But I was still treated like a monster at the orphanage. Oops. The kids around me all bullied me, saying that I was Death's puppets. They threw rocks at me each time they saw me. I would step out onto Tarn, but none of the adults spoke to me, or even bothered to look at me. The adults at the orphanage treated me well, but...
かわいそうに。この子が一体何をしたって言うんだ。
Poor thing. What did he do to deserve this?
両親にも捨てられて本当に哀れせめて私たちが守ってあげなくちゃ
Yes, even his parents disowned him. Poor soul. We're his last hope. So let's protect him as best as we can. Their kindness came from pity. The more of their kindness I accepted, the more crushed I felt by helplessness. A few months passed. Then one day, as I was playing out in the garden alone like usual,
やっと見つけた。君がかの花に愛された少年だね。
I finally found you. So you're the boy who's loved by those flowers. The man introduced himself as a merchant. His face and his voice are a distant memory. Thinking about it now, I should have been suspicious, given how otherworldly he seemed for a supposed merchant. But I was dying to talk to someone, since no one ever wanted to look at me. I did what I could to try and keep him with me for as long as possible, so I accepted his introduction wholeheartedly. But he then started to look at me with a really sad expression.
すまない。
I'm sorry.
あの運命を知りながら、私は斧が望みのために君の幸福を焼き捨てた。
No chance this is Anko, right? Or the arsonist, whoever started the fire. Because he's implying it's his fault. I know what fate was to bring, but I still sacrificed your happiness for the sake of my desires.
詫びにすらならないだろうけれど、せめてこれを贖罪の証として受け取ってくれまいか。
I know this isn't worth much, but please, I'd like you to take this as proof of my apology. I didn't pay him anything, but he still gave me a mask with a beautiful design. I put it on just to give it a try, and it seemed like the people around me reacted a bit better. Which was why, ever since then, I made it a duty to put this mask on over my scars, so I won't make others around me uncomfortable. Yves' memories of the flames were beyond horrific. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was reliving my feelings from before. I felt like wailing from despair and guilt rising within me. But I had no right to do that. The one who should be railing and blaming me was Yves. It's my fault. My fault. I took away your family and happiness and destroyed your life. If only I hadn't been there then. No. If only I had died earlier.
やめて。その言葉だけは聞きたくない。
Stop. I don't want to hear that from you.
俺の大事な友達の命を否定することはたとえ君自身でも許さない。
I won't let you deny the life of a precious friend, even if it's your own.
俺は君を助けたことは後悔なんてしてないよ。
I have no regrets about saving you that day.
俺は当時たくさんの人に愛されながら生きていたから。
I lived a life filled with love, being loved by others back then.
今度は自分が誰かを愛し助ける番だって
So it was
自
simply
分
my
で決
turn.
めて手を伸ばしたんだ。
It was my turn to love and save someone, which is why I decided to help you. Continuing with a smile. Sure, I now had a mask to hide my burn, but I was still alone. And the fact that I saw how my parents loved each other,
愛してるって てほしい。
I want others to say they love me. Pity for my burns aside, I simply wanted someone to love me. It was around then that my desires to be loved escalated into something abnormal. I thought to myself about what I needed to do in order to have someone love me despite my hideous face. It turned out the answer was very simple.
人を助け愛し続けていれば
If I help and love others,
いつか俺のことを純粋に愛してくれる人が現れるはず。
then one day, someone will appear who will love me for who I am. With that thought in mind, I left the orphanage a few years later and found a place which became Karun. But life doesn't work how you want it to. No matter how many orders I fulfilled, most everyone already knew who I was and what happened. So they all looked at my mask with pity. I did earn their trust, but I wasn't able to learn anyone's love. Some girls did say that they wanted to be in a relationship with me. Others said they'd be friends with me, but each time I showed them my face, they ran away screaming. The same thing happening each and every time eventually wore out my heart. I pretty much gave up on being loved and decided to place my bets on my next life. As a reliver, remaking my body from the ground up. After all, injuries and diseases would become things of the past. And so, the reason I loved everyone was because I wanted to be loved in return. That day, I extended my hand to you, simply because I was hoping you would be different. I was far from being a good guy. Well, you're definitely not a bad guy. And I still say you're a good guy. I still say he's a good guy. The real source of the kindness that everyone spoke about was...
偽善とすら言えない愚かな私欲だ。
The reason behind it may be one of these, but like the acts that you're doing, you are being a good guy. You're working to make others happy, even if it's only to make yourself happy. I see nothing wrong with that. Not even hypocrisy, but foolish greed. Even if I was foolish, I didn't want others to go through what I did. I made that decision based on not wanting people to experience the emptiness of the hopeless suffering of being unloved. I needed to show the same love that I wanted to receive. Even if my love was twisted, it was worth it if I could save even one person. Which was why...
たとえ俺を愛する者がいなくとも、俺は全ての人を愛するよ。
I don't understand how he can call himself a bad guy. Even if no one ends up loving me, I still love everyone no matter what.
どんな人間が相手だろうと、生まれ落ちたことだけは否定せず、愛し、認めることを信念とする。
I won't deny a person's life, regardless of who they are. My philosophy is to accept and love everyone all the same.
一応自分が異常だっていう自覚はあるけど、この生き方だけは譲れそうにない。
Well, I do know that I'm abnormal. But I doubt I can change my way of life at this point.
君が人間だろうが、
This is a really cute
死神
CG
だろう
though.
が、こうして俺の前で
This might be one of my
懸
favorite
命に生きてい
CGs.
る一つの命には変わりない。
Human or not, death or not, it's clear to me that you're struggling hard to live a good life.
なら君は他の人間と等しく俺が愛すべき存在だ。
That means you're no different from any other person. Someone that I can love. Ah, I see. So the love he expressed to me back then encompassed everything he went through. Yves's fever subsided a bit by the time he finished talking. I carefully propped him up so that he wouldn't fall over. As he got up, our eyes met. I could see his eyes regain their lights, with the gold from my hair reflecting inside. I didn't know what kind of emotion I should respond with his translucent eyes captivated me. No amount of apologies would be enough to show him that I was sorry. If possible, I would like to pay for my sins right now for destroying his life. But the option of atoning with my death was completely denied. If so, the only thing I could do was... Yves? Even if you think you're a fool, your love saved me, Yves. Crying was all I could do now. I was happy to have someone other than Adolf extend their hand to me. You didn't treat me as death or some kind of poor girl, which made me enjoy life as a normal human. Words weren't enough to express my gratitude. Yves, your love is needed much more than you think. There are a lot of others in this country who have been saved by your kindness. Yves's eyes opened wide. He then let out a smile that could only be expressed as innocent and childlike.
もう泣くか笑うかどっちかにしようよ。
He gently wiped my tears with his finger.
けどありがとう。
But thanks.
こんなに歪んだ愛を誰かに誇ってもらえたのは初めてだ。
I never expected anyone to talk about my twisted love so positively. Yves continued saying that he was glad he mustered the courage to tell me everything. Memories of those flames would never heal, and I was sure Yves's soul would continue to burn, making him suffer to no end. But Yves, let me formally give you my thanks. Thank you very much for saving my life. My smile may not solve anything, but it was the best I could give him now. I was sure this was the right thing to do.
こちらこそ生きていてくれてありがとう。
Same to you. Thanks for being alive and...
君との再会を手繰り寄せてくれたリコリスたちが起こした奇跡に心からの感謝を。
It's basically destiny. The small chance of like them meeting like happening. So like oh gosh. Explanations. It was meant to be, okay. I'm deeply grateful for the lycracies, for the miracle of reuniting you with me with you once more. Giving thanks to the lycracies? The lycracies? You keep surprising me, Yves. That said, I was also grateful to the lycrace Norwiches for beckoning me toward them that night. So why were you in the lycrace field that night, Yves? Looking back on it now, I thought I saw you crying.
What? What
do you think of his grandpa?
少し感傷に浸ってたというか、あそこはもともと俺がいるべき場所というか。
I guess I was just feeling melancholic. Like that was the place where I belonged.
Gomen. 今は教えられない。いつか折を見てこっそり教えるよ。
Sorry, but I can't explain just yet. I'll tell you about it some other time. You're only making me more curious by putting it that way.
本当に恨みの一つもないのな。
He really doesn't have a grudge against her.
いや、恨むどころか、まるで最初からいたみてえに馴染んじまって。
No. It's like she fits into his life as if she's been there since the very beginning.
あいつ、ああいう女が好みだったのかね。
I guess he likes girls like her. I don't know if he was worried or jealous, or both.
これは呪いではなく約束だ。
This is not a curse, but a promise.
ありがとう、友よ。
Thank you, my friend.
君が守りし、リコリス・ノアージュを。
The licorice nourishes. Your bloodline will protect.
必ずや救済の未来につなげると私は誓う。
I promise that they would lead to salvation in the future. Next day. The fever Yves had last night was nearly gone after a long, well-deserved rest.
みんな俺の料理の何をもってまずいと感じるんだろう。
He must not have taste buds. Okay, I love you, Yves, but I'd never eat your cooking, sorry. have to heat that up. I wonder why everyone says my cooking tastes bad. Maybe it's just a matter of taste rather than whether you're a good cook or not. I responded to Yves as I chopped some freshly picked vegetables. I'm glad he's feeling better already. To be honest, I was a bit scared. Scared that my curse of misfortune might cause him to die as a result of his wounds. But he turned out completely fine. Anko must still be suppressing my powers as death. It's very possible that Yves falling through the church roof had something to do with me, but if I kept criticizing myself over something that couldn't be proven, I would only be bothering him. I just had to be more careful. I was still resolved to continue life without being too critical of myself. I then looked down at the ingredients that Yves prepared. Most of them were normal, but now that I had a closer look, I noticed an unusual ingredient on the table similar to the fish from before. Yves, can I ask where you got all these ingredients?
基本的に海から漂着した新種の魚や植物の種子から自分の庭で育てて
Just whatever you found washed ashore? That doesn't sound... As if a fish was washed ashore, that means it's dead. And for who knows how long. Mm.
家に伝わってる口伝を元に処理してから問題ないか自分で試した上で調理してるよ。ほら、この間出した魚みたいに。
I use an age-old family method to confirm if the ingredients are good to use, and prepare them just like the fish from last time. There's something faulty about his method if it's caused everyone to collapse. He must really love all sorts of food.
執念っていうか、これはもうじいさまや口伝を残した祖先からの遺伝かもね。
Love? I'd say it's something I inherited from my grandfather, and the tradition he passed down.
俺は特に顕著らしくて、昔とんでもないものを食べようとした時は、さすがにじいさまに叱られたな。
He's the future of culinary in this world. He's trying to be. I suppose I do love food, to the point that my grandpa often scolded me for trying to eat something beyond imagination. That doesn't surprise me. In any case, it seemed like he had grown out of his curiosity just enough to not eat anything that was obviously inedible. The only ingredients he prepared were the ones with potential not to cause harm. Of course, Yves taste tested everything before serving it to anyone, but still.
なぜかみんなからは、そっと料理とか殺人料理とか言われるんだ。
For some reason, everyone keeps calling it killer food as a joke.
ひどいよね。俺はみんなのために愛を込めて一生懸命作っているだけなのに。
It'd be funny if that was like an actual name of a move. Isn't it horrible, after all the love I put into making something good for everyone to eat? That does sound horrible. Aside from Yves, Mathis was able to eat everything that was served. Which means the ingredients themselves couldn't be poisonous or harmful to eat. I wondered if that meant the dishes were bursting with so much flavor that everyone else was just startled.
というわけで、君から食事当番の座を取り戻すためにも特訓しようと思って。
So I decided I have to train to win back my position on meal duty.
今日からしばらくよろしく、先生。隣でじっくりその技術を盗ませてもらうからさ。
So here's hoping you'll help me, chef. I'll stay close while you're cooking so that I can learn a thing or two from you. I'm not as good as the chef, but if watching me can help. Sensing his willingness to challenge himself, I turned toward a small fish in the bowl, which was jumping around in fear. Looks like this puppy's jumping around again.
服
Yes, his name is Puffy. Oh, your fish over there. It's round and puffy, so I just started thinking of it as a puppy. After feeding it a few times, it sort of grew on me.
かわいい名前だね。俺も今後はそう呼ぼうかな。
That sure is a cute name. I guess I should call it that too.
Mm. 彼女からの愛に応えて大きく美味しく育つんだよ、服。
Be sure to grow up big and delicious with all the love she gives you, puppy. We are not eating that. Yves sounds like a predator. Puffy must feel like a criminal waiting to be executed. In any case, after all that talk about him yesterday, I was glad to know that he was still approaching me with his usual kindness. I was thinking of preparing some stew for everyone at the corpse today. Would you like to help, Yves? Having him cut some vegetables shouldn't do any harm.
もちろん。ああ、それなら収穫したばかりの変わった芋があるから倉庫から取ってくるよ。
Sure thing. Let me go to the storage room to get some interesting potatoes I just harvested. That doesn't sound safe. Interesting. Potatoes? I guess that wouldn't change the flavor of the stew. So it should be fine. We're gonna see the potatoes? Cappuccino. Oh, okay. It'll probably stop soon because I'm starting to get tired, apparently. Dr. Cappuccino, it's Yves. Yves' skin.
未知の食材を素手で触り、皮膚の一部が溶けて腫れたと。
So an unknown ingredient has caused swelling. So an unknown ingredient has caused swelling where it came into contact with the skin.
"言うまでもなく、食材が保有していた毒性によるものだろうね。
I'm just tired today. Frustrating. I assume it's from a poisonous compound that exists in the ingredients he touched.
前は手袋をつけて収穫したから全然気がつかなくて。
I harvested them with gloves on, so I didn't notice that they were poisonous at all.
相当痛むはずなのだが、例によってなぜそんなにも平然とした顔をしているのかね。
Equal concern. Of equal concern is how you are able to maintain such composure when the pain should have been excruciating.
まあいい。これに懲りたら二度と触ることのないように。
Okay. No, never mind. Just take this as a lesson to never touch it again.
いやでも何かしらの調味料や植物と混ぜれば案外いけるんじゃ。
But wait, I think they taste great once they're mixed with some herbs and spices.
触ることのないように。たかが食材で彼女に心的外傷を負わせるつもりかね。
Don't touch them again, period. Unless you plan on traumatizing her through all this food. Okay, I'm gonna keep going until midnight. It's 11:41. And then I'll stop there. Because I'm apparently struggling. Like, make it to then. His skin. Yves' skin. I did it again.
ごめん、
Oops, I
セレス。
did it again.
こんな傷見たら嫌でも思い出すに決まってるよね。
I'm sorry, Ceres. I didn't want you to remember what happened before. This isn't about me. You need to take better care of yourself, Yves. And so another day of interesting events passed. Life at Kroon continued to be peaceful. Mother, I'll be going to help Yves again today.
Oh, 毎日遅刻しねえとは感心感心。用意してくれる飯もうまいし、大助かりだ。
Hey, glad to see you're all right on time. You've been a savior with all these tasty meals you served.
おはよう、セレス。今日もたくさんの依頼が入ってるから頑張ってこなしていこうね。
Good morning, Ceres. We got plenty of orders again today, so let's do our best. Okay, I'm ready to help anytime. I was greeted by two familiar faces before starting my day here.
いやー、壊れた屋台を直してもらった上、飾り布まで綺麗にしてもらって悪いね。
見事なもんだ。男手だけじゃこうはいかないよ。
I'm glad I could be of help.
なんでお前が自慢げなんだよ。
You look happy.
友達が褒められて誇らしくなるのは当然のことでしょ。
It wouldn't be when their friends are being praised like that. Doesn't seem like the fish are biting.
釣りには根気がいるからね。でも本当に釣れない。明日の朝までに納品できなかったらどうしよう。
Fishing's all about patience. But so had...
心配すんな素人ども。この釣りの天才ヒューゴ様がなんとかしてやる。
Don't you worry, looking... Don't you worry, Rockies. Like it's into there. It's like a really low. Don't you worry, rookies. Let the fishing master Hugo take care of things.
Hora, 釣れた! この調子で今日の夕飯分まで釣り上げてやるさ。
There you go. At this rate, you have enough to spare for us to eat for dinner. Wow, it's huge. That's what she said. You're amazing, Hugo.
さすが釣りの天才。
You're definitely a fishing pro.
もっと褒めたたえろ。俺の機嫌が良ければ良いほど大物が釣れるようになるぜ。
それでは皆さん。
Hmm. Now then, everyone.
今日も外部との交流を兼ねて、クルーンのお兄さんたちと一緒に思う存分遊びましょう。
You can have fun with your friends in Korean again, practice interacting with others.
イブ兄ちゃん、ヒューゴ兄、いつもみたいに剣士ごっこしよう。
Yves, Hugo, let's have a sword fight again.
僕らが自警団役やるから、兄ちゃんたちは悪いコロエ兵役ね。
おいおいガキども、配役が逆だろ。俺らこそが正義の自警団様だぞ。
Hey, brats, you've got the roles backwards. We're always a corpse, aren't we?
それ以前にこの衛兵たちは別に悪い人たちじゃないんだけど
There it
どう訂正したものかな。
is. Real guard aren't bad guys. How can we change your mind about that?
じゃあ
Also
そこの
might be the
お姉さんは
lights.
こっちで私たち
They
と
ring like a
お裁縫しましょ
straight in like my eyes. Hey, do you want to sew with us over there? Do you mean me?
う。お姉ちゃんだってクルーンの一員なんでしょ。変な噂があっても気にしたりしないわ。
Yeah, you're part of Karun, right? We don't care about all the weird rumors. That's
皆さんが護衛を引き受けてくれて助かりました。
well now. I'm so glad you folks accepted my work order as guards.
僕ってばほら、こんなに若々しくて可愛くて品もあるので、訓練に降りると絡まれやすいんですよね。
There's no way around it. When you're this cute and important, the ruffians in Coen tend to come out in packs.
そうそう、セルネボルの方でも例の事件をきっかけにクルーンさんの評判はじわじわ広まってますよ。
Oh, by the way, ever since the incident, it looks like word about Karun spread to Cernaval too.
特にシアンさんは新聞をこまめに買って皆さんの活躍ぶりを逐一確認してるみたいですし、そのうち依頼があるかもですね。
Sign in particular has subscribed to the local news to check on your activities, so you might get an order from him too. Sign? That's a surprise.
そういえばこの間の手当のお礼をしてないな。本当に依頼があれば何かしらのお返しができるんだけど。
Come to think of it, I haven't asked him for what he did. I haven't thanked him for what he did. I could repay him for his help if he places an order with us. If he places an order with me. Alright. What about this? Baby.
マティス？
Excuse me, but can I move yet?
ダメです。あと少しで構想が固まりそうなので、じっとしていてください。
We've been, is he painting us or drawing us or? Not yet. I've almost solidified the concept, so please stay still.
やっぱり主人公の姿はイブさんそのものより少し凝らした方が。
Yeah, I think when. This is what I get for not not having proper rest. I think I should add a few more elements to Yves' character in my novel.
どうかもうしばらくの辛抱を。
Forgive us. It won't be much longer.
お二人をもとに一連の事件を追う過程を小説として描くのだと。
The
ぼっちゃんは張り切っておいでなんですよ。
The master is very serious about writing a novel based on the two of you and your experiences during the incidents.
新しい生きがいを見つけるってのは
That's
いい
kinda cute.
傾向だな。
Well, it's a good thing he found a new obsession.
ええ。
It is,
屋
yeah.
敷にこもっていても入ってくるご友人たちの活躍ぶりに触発されたのやもしれませんね。
Indeed. I suppose hearing about your accomplishments has inspired the master to do more than remain in the mansion.
夜遅くまでお疲れ様。俺が入れたものでよければ紅茶でもどうぞ。
Thanks for staying out so late. If you don't mind that I brewed it, here's a cup of tea for you. Thank you very much, Yves.
何かブローについてめぼしい情報は見つかった？
So have you found any information about Barreau by any chance? No, not yet. The only person I found so far was a man who looked to be a martial arts enthusiast. But he didn't have the same build, and he's already dead. So I don't think it's him.
あ、それもしかして俺たちの師匠の記録じゃない？一回だけ家の掃除を頼まれたことがあったような。
I see. The record did say that he was the leader of corpse. Alright, next time we get a scene change, and it's... I guess it isn't going to be easy finding relevant information.
そうだね。けど焦ることじゃないし、ゆっくり調べてみよう。俺も一緒に手伝うからさ。なんなら各依頼を受けた時の思い出話でもしようか。
I'll help whenever I can too. I can even try to remember additional details for some of the records if need be. That sounds great. I'd also love to hear how you started Karun. Yeah, Karun. That sounds great. I'd also love to hear how you started Korean. Yeah, there we go. Scene change. Okay. Hey.
なあ、聞いたかね。例の死神の娘の話。よりにもよって被害者のイブと行動してるとはな。
Since I keep dozing off, we're gonna save here, and we'll continue this next week. For some reason, today I'm like, I guess out of it. At least it feels like that. So I'm gonna save here and I think log off for the night. It's a small stream today. Well, small for me. 2 hours, 48 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna log off here. Finish eating my dinner. And hopefully actually get in bed tonight. If I'm lucky. If I'm smart. Let's see. Sad. I keep like this daisy. It's like spacing out. So yeah. God damn it. Okay. Guess that. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna end it here. Sorry about this. This hasn't been very good today. Well, see y'all again. Tomorrow is anime nights. No, wait, no. Tomorrow is what's it called? Demon Heart, the Ice Demon. Tomorrow is that. Tomorrow we play that indie game. Then it's Saturday. So Saturday we have the anime nights with Solo Leveling and Cinderella Chef. And that's the next week. So that's the plan for the week. I'm gonna log off before I space out again. And hope everyone has a good day, night, evening, afternoon, and see y'all again, okay? Alright. Bye.